Can you guys hear me now? Welcome, welcome, guys. That should be working. All right. Should be working now. Let's see. Audio. Yep. Testing, testing. Should be working now. All right. Hey, welcome, guys. Welcome. All right. We're looking at the jobless claim. Okay, cool. All right, let's see. All right, let's all right, so let's get to it. Let's get to it to what he was saying actually. So this is something we've been talking about in the Patreon course and in classes and the chat and so forth. So right now there's, it's funny because I just got off the phone with a whole bunch of guys on the street. Nobody knows what to believe anymore, right? And right now it's very coordinated. We talked about this in the Patreon course. Like if you look at the governors and just take note, and we've been copying and pasting things of the governors like Bullard and the other one, what they've been saying, we put it in the chat. It's all the same thing week after week, week after week. They say the same thing over and over and over and over again. And it just got to the moment where I've spoken to strategists, to hedge fund managers, to different guys. They don't know what to believe anymore. So I think the market's in a state of confusion, right? And this is where we have to kind of trade momentum. So right now, based on what we see, we're seeing that the market's having a negative reaction here so far, but not too bad. Or it's at 41.11. We hit 41.30 overnight, and I think we did a class last night, and we said that it was going to rally up a little bit because it was just kind of showing us that, I don't even know, I think it was we're right here. Last time we were talking that it needed to come back to the 50, came back to the 50 and went up a little higher, retest these highs of the E-minis, and right now it's just kind of consolidating, right? Going to probably sell off into the open. So right now it is 8:35. We have about another 55 candlesticks. So roughly, we'll see what happens at the open. Right now, we got a fresh set of MACDs on the 1 minute, and it's probably going to go down. We have a fresh set of MACDs that transpired at 7:45, 8 o'clock recently. Let's see what happens at the 50-day moving average. But more than likely, it's probably going to maybe hit down to the 50 for sure. And let's see how it reacts at 4,100. We have it on the hourlies right now on the E-minis right now, but we're going to watch it and see at the open and see what happens here because anything can happen. Job numbers, I really can't tell you like if it was weak or strong just because there's so much confusion of how the market's going to react. I just needed to sit back and wait and see the reaction. All right, so let's start off with the overall market and where exactly are we, right? So we're looking at the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, and the Russell, all right? So we're looking at it from a daily perspective to see if we can get some insight and stuff, where the opportunities lie today. So number one, what we're going to do is we're going to find out that, yes, we are still in a bearish market, right? This is still bearish, guys. But the swing, the short-term swing is bullish, meaning that we're on our way up. The MACDs are confirming that, and we're going a little higher. Now, we managed to stall right around that 4,200, right? Well, this is the S&P 500, 4,200 and the E-minis. But we happen to stall right in here. We can't go higher than that. Now, it is going sideways. It's consolidating, and it's doing that on the all three. Now, remember, the Fed is doing quantitative tightening. So when they do that, usually that's going to sell off the market. We don't know what's happening. So as whoever just spoke, he just said that they're looking at the health of the consumer, and the health of the consumer, the signs of that are showing signs that they might be losing buying power. If they lose buying power, then that's going to create some sort of slow growth. At least that's what they're saying. All right. So ultimately, when we look at the E-minis, the E-minis are right now sitting at 41.14. That puts 41.14 puts it right almost 41.14, 41.24. So it just puts us right in this middle red candlestick, and we're going to see what transpires there. As far as today, what I'm looking at, we're seeing, sorry, on the 1 hour, still consolidating. It looks like it's at the 50. The MACDs look like we're about to go zero. We're at a pivot point right here, and we're going to see what transpires. Let's see if it curls over. If it curls over and starts going down, then maybe that's going to signal to us that maybe this thing is going to start heading towards the lows of yesterday. And let's see what happened there. Now, we do have a big number tomorrow morning, and we're going to see if that goes through. Now, I think what propped up the market this morning was oil. Oil did go up, and I'm going to show you oil. CLL 114. Oil did, I'm sorry, not go up, but oil went down. And I'll show you that right now, what that looks like. So crude oil this morning actually went down, right? It just went down, and just recently it popped up. Now, we need oil to come back down, but oil was sitting closer to that one. Where was it? This is 15 minutes. Oil, yes, it was sitting around that 118, 120. Oil at those levels are not good. So just FYI, and it looks like it's going to rally again, and we're going into the high season of oil. So something to be conscious and aware of. But oil at any magnitude is at high prices. It's not good. Now, Biden is scheduled to speak today at some moment. I don't know the time yet. And apparently he's going to lay out his plan to fight inflation, which isn't much of a plan, but it's not really what I think. It's about how the market's going to react to it. So, I dove into the plan. You can watch it. It's not really conducive to fighting anything but to get votes. So again, just politicians that they're great at their best. 50 years of doing that. He's good at that. All right. As far as what are we looking at today? This is what we're going to be looking at. 41.16. We're rallying off the 50-day moving average. This is going to consolidate right now. I want to see how it reacts at this 41.08 at the 50-day moving average. Let's see how it reacts there. If it starts breaking through, this is going to break through, and maybe this is going to retest the lows. There might be a trade there, and this maybe will follow suit. So start curling over. And again, we do both sides of the coin. If we bounce here and we see some buying pressure at that 41.08, then we see the MACDs curling, that this could be maybe a bounce, and maybe it's going to linger back up here, and it can probably retest the highs of this 41.50. All of this was laid out in the Patreon in the different scenarios, so you can watch that there as well. Okay, let's look at the VIX. The VIX right now, it's at its low here, right? So the VIX has been super, super low. So what information is going to come out that's going to make people buy at this moment of time? I don't know. I don't know if they're going to, and I think if they do buy, it's going to be short-term, temporary. So we have these bullish spurts. It's not going to last very long. But again, just know that that's going to exist. We're at the bottom range. I do have an alert here. I'm going to have my alert at 25.40, and I have one at 25.60. So if the price of the VIX goes anywhere below that, it's going to alert me and just kind of tell me things are going up on the XPX. Remember, this is an inverse. The Treasury notes are going higher as we suspected. We're at 2.69. The Bank of England, as you heard, raised interest rates yesterday. So that means that it's going to put pressure on us to raise interest rates, even though China lowered theirs. All right, so let's look at Bitcoin here just to get out the way. We talked about this. Bitcoin right now is just lingering, right? Just lingering. Had a little bit of rally, just kind of going. We gave it a synopsis on Bitcoin. Maybe I'll edit that and put it on YouTube as far as like where we see Bitcoin possibly going, as well as Ethereum. But right now, Bitcoin is just hanging out, kind of having the bullish swing up in a bearish market. There's a lot of selling pressure at this 329. We'll see where it goes. Same with Ethereum. Okay, let's look for the plays for today. See if there's anything here. The XPX, the NASDAQ hit the 50, rallying. These are not going to hit. Well, NDQ, yeah, these are not going to hit till the market opens, RUT. Google rallied pretty nicely. I mean, Google had a nice squeeze here from last week, and then it went up as high as let me see if I can fix this. Went up as high as 23.42, and then sold off immediately to 22.69. That's a pretty big sell-off, even though it doesn't look like it is. It's not. But we're gonna see how it reacts here. It needs to take out 2,300 for it to be better, or it'll probably come back down. But we'll see. Amazon rallied really, really nicely as well. Now, Amazon's having a consolidation period here. Amazon needs to take out this 2480, and then it's got 2480, 2504 on top. If it can't take that out, MACDs are showing me that maybe this run is over. Could have another buy right here, and it will bounce maybe up to the highs. Does it keep going? Don't know. We got to see what the overall market is doing. Tesla rally. Now Tesla, again, nice little rally off the lows here, pulling back a little bit. So we do have this kind of a flag pattern occurring here. And does Tesla continue? Does it break out? So 750 can probably get you to the highs up here of 780. And then maybe above that, it has 800. Or does it fail? So watch Tesla, watch Amazon. If those two go negative, then more likely the whole market is probably going to pull back a little bit more. Apple, just hanging out that 150. Now, this is Apple. Apple rallied really nicely off of this 136, 137. Having a hard time getting above 151, but 150 and 149 is just hanging steady. Pre-market is showing some weakness here. It's probably going to pull back. It looks like probably going to hit 148, and we'll see what happens there. CMG looking like a nice swing up, dead cat bounce-ish. Probably maybe roll over and pull back down, retest 1350. So that's the ones that we always watch. Lam Research, Goldman. MDB came out with really good earnings, good numbers, good assessment. Netflix, again, right back down. Okay, so Netflix right back down. Roku right back down. Okay, let me go back here. Okay, NVIDIA not moving. Again, can't get above 200. Mercado Libre right back down, staying in this consolidation range. ISRG right back down. And Shopify right back down. So again, these are the ones that are weak. And if the consumer's in trouble, these are the ones that are going to be affected the most. As far as SPY, let's look at SPY, where the opportunities are now. SPY is now active. So we can look at the spiders and we can see where the opportunities could be. So I did mention this before. I guess I should mention it every time. But the E-minis is exactly like SPY. E-minis trades more hours, so you can get more accurate data. But the SPY is the ETF, a derivative of the E-minis. And basically 409, this isn't moving. Is it moving right now? Well, yeah, it's not showing me the data. But this right now is at 411. And the E-minis is at 411.13. So if you eliminate the 3, you're at 411. So same thing. That's why I use the E-minis and I trade SPY off the E-minis. So again, you can use either one, but E-minis are going to give you a better accurate where exactly in the swing we're at because it trades a little bit longer hours. But that's what works for me. Right now, still heading lower. It is now 8:46. We have about another 45 minutes. Just gonna wait for these lines to consolidate. Let them take it down. It's still bearish. It got bearish at 8 o'clock. In alignment, we're breaking the 50, and now it's staying below zero as the momentum. Just trying to rally to these swings and just kind of consolidate right here. Again, it'll take time for this thing to kind of pick a direction, and we're going to find out hopefully at 8 o'clock. If it does stay in this direction, starts breaking the 50, we got to start thinking ahead. So what am I going to be looking at? Well, more than likely, if it comes back down, then we're probably going to be looking at somewhere of a range of 409 or 4090 to hit, which is roughly about 20-something points from where it is right now. And maybe it can hit 407, maybe these lows 470. Now, 470, remember, it got bought up at 4070. So, again, if we get the rally, the downfall here, then it could probably retest these lows of 4070. All right, so what am I looking at? I'm probably going to have a couple of options on the tape. I'm probably going to have the, let me see, maybe the 435, 425, somewhere there on top. And on the bottom, I'll probably have the 380s, 390s on the bottom just to watch. And then I'll see if we're going to have some sort of move today. Downfall. I want to see how the market's going to react, and take note of this this data that just came out. Let's look at the Qs, see if we can get any more info on the Qs. And the Qs is right at the 50, guys, right there, right here. So again, can go either way. Do I have accurate data here? Pre-market, market, trading market over 45 minutes. Okay. I should have accurate data here, but it's not moving. Oh, it is moving. Okay, so there we go. It's not delayed. Right there, it's at the 50. We're going to see what this looks like. If it starts rolling over, then more likely we're probably going to retest 303. Okay, so we're at the top range of this market. This market rally nicely, squeezing. So a big move is imminent at this moment of time. Right now is looking more bearish than bullish at this moment of time. But anything can change as we move forward. IWM, same type of thing. We're seeing weakness below the 50. MACDs are below zero. Let's see what happens here. Right now, we're showing a little weakness on the 15-minute time frame. On the 1-minute time frame, it is trying to rally. Let's see what happens here. Is it going to roll over or break through? If it breaks through, then this is probably going to drive this up a little higher and maybe drive this up a little higher. So this is going to be a leading indicator of what these two might do. All right. Let's see. That's all we got. 41.15 on the E-minis. The E-minis trying to fight. And again, I think that there's going to be an influx of orders coming in at that in about 8:50 at this moment in time. All right. That's all we got, guys. That's it. Keep it short and simple. That's my breakdown for today. Let's see what transpires here. There might be a move. It looks like we started this move. We hit his head, having a hard time. I want to see what happens here. Again, I don't know what the news is or what they're going to believe. You know, there's mixed signals out there. But ultimately, if there's mixed signals and the rallies are short-lived, then the bias is bearish, guys, long-term. So, or, you know, for another time frame. But again, we're staying between this range of 4,200 and 4,200. And where are my scenarios here? I think we're going to be between 4,200 and 3,800 so far. So those are the scenarios that we have up there. All right, guys, go out there, go get it. I will see you in the chat. If I see something juicy, get those options up there, and we'll go out there, go get it. All right, take care. Bye-bye.